Welcome, Leo, to your January 2021 reading. It's fantastic to see the subscribers back again. We have a fantastic time here, don't we? We have a great family. Incidentally, if you haven't seen your annual reading from me, just check out the playlist and you'll be able to find it. It probably goes for about 20 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. But we're going to do an in-depth January reading for you now. And we're going to take 5 cards. Now, incidentally, if you would like to have a private clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box and you can see how easy it is for that to happen wherever you may be living in the world. Now let's pull 5 cards, shall we? This one's come out. The 10 of Cups. Gee, that's a nice, an interesting painting on it. There's the 9 of Wands. That's also quite startling. The Star, well, there's not a bad side to the energy around that, and it's great for you. There's the Magician. Good Lord, it's all going for you, Leo. And there's the Page of Swords. Okay, why don't you come and sit down next to me, look at the imagery on these cards, while I do the reading for you. Okay, now just to remind you, there is a 2021 annual reading which is available, which you can find on the playlist on my channel, or just look or search for me for your Leo 2021 Nigel. And next month's monthly reading will be published on Wednesday the 6th of January at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Now look at this fantastic spread of cards for you. These playing cards are here for energy. We're dealing first with this Magician in the Tarot, which you have drawn, and why not start with this? What a fantastic energy for you for January. Now let's have a look. Just as the Fool represents nothing, or the concept of nothing in Tarot, the Magician is everything. It contains everything, and everything flows from it. The Magician stands between the primordial mother hidden beneath the surface of the water and the primordial father with his sun and infinity symbol. The 2 trees are a doorway, I think, between the spiritual world and the world of flesh, and the Magician, cloaked in earth, is handing you what's called a Metatron's cube. Now, Metatron is an archangel mentioned in several ancient sacred works in the Christian and Jewish tradition, but which do not form part of the Bible. They're mystical texts. No one knows exactly where Metatron came from or what his name means, but most notably, he appears in the book of Enoch. Enoch was a scribe taken up by God through ascension rather than death, and after experiencing all of the incredible visions and workings of heaven and hell, past, present, and future, he was himself transformed into the angel Metatron, and then he replaced Archangel Michael as the prince of the angels. Metatron is an ascended human and represents the Word of God. Now, for me, the Magician is also represented. There's a lot of the planet Mercury around here. That Greek god Mercury, the messenger with Roman god Mercury, the messenger with wings of pure spirit. Mercury bears energy which spreads and radiates from him. And this represents the will, wisdom, and the word through which the world was created. Now, in his duality, Mercury stands for truth and falsehood. He brings all set ideas and judgments into question, which I think is what you will be doing. And this often makes him appear in something of a questionable light himself. As a creative creature, he knows no conscience. He uses all tools, all methods to arrive at his goal. Now, the temptation to misuse his talents is great. His ability and skill lend him superiority and power and you will have power during this period. In some respects, it can be the energy here is sort of moving on the narrow border between white and black magic, which means that there is a constant need for self-examination, because Mercury, just as you, can use talent in a self-seeking manner or in the service of love and light. The message for you from this card, placed where it is here beneath this 10 of Cups and with the star next to it, is that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud, words have power, and they reverberate all throughout eternity. A word becomes an action, and if you are going to do it, then make the start and go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity which is in front of you now. Rejoice in it, and let no power on earth take it from you. Now let's have a look at this beautiful major arcana here, the star. Let's look at her for a moment. Do you know there is an Eskimo proverb talking about stars? And it says that perhaps they are not stars, but rather openings in heaven where the love of our lost ones pours down through and shines down upon us to let us know that they are happy. For me, this is the daughter of the firmament. It is Saturn ruling Aquarius with Neptune exalted. Do you know, every woman and every man is a star. Saturn in Aquarius. Well, Aquarius is all about the individual and uniqueness, and yet it has an overall humanitarian outlook. Well, the star shares these qualities in that it is trying to remind you about the divinity and uniqueness within you, while encouraging you to be a conduit for bringing down your highest potential. There is the energy here of inspiration, almost like a divine inspiration in a sense, self-recognition and a radiating clear vision and trust in yourself, and a sort of a connection to cosmic consciousness here. I think that you will improve your self-confidence and self-esteem. It is time to increase both of those within you. And there is a desire to bring something new into your life, and this is the time to do it. Opportunities, optimism, and this is also going along with this card here. Cosmic blessings and help in all forms coming your way, and peace and tranquility. You'll find that you are fulfilled and inspired by life, and it's a reminder for you to follow your dreams, those which give you the most inspiration. It's a time of being open to love and trust creation and all it brings. And the encouragement is now being given that although I think you have had some hard and testing times, haven't you, in the past, well, now is the time to move forward with renewed hope and live an inspired life that you can express yourself in fully. Let your star rise and stay in contact with the earth. Trust your environment and find ways to let others share in it. You will be tested and recognized by the fruits you bear. I guess ask yourself this question: are you totally fulfilled in your present area of work? Check to see if you are doing everything possible to bring your ideas to fruition. Have these thoughts in mind. I am a radiant light being. I am a star that walks upon a bigger star. I see what can be of benefit to people around me and to myself. My creative powers of imagination and my connection to all-encompassing consciousness show me the way to realize my ideas. Let's have a look at this rather startling-looking image, which is here on the 10 of Cups. Let's see what it has to say for you. Look at this skeletal mother and child here. I'm looking at this red horse here. Do you know there is a sacred piece of literature? Now, the sacred literature from all around the world, of course, and all rivers run into the same ocean. But this one that I'm reminded of is in the Christian tradition. It's a New Testament work called the Book of Revelation. And in chapter 6, verses 3 to 4, it says, "When the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, 'Come!' And then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make men slay each other. To him was given a huge sword." Now, just as this star was saying to you there, you recognize, I hope, that you possess a divine spark from God inside you. But is it possible that you also have a small piece of the abyss of chaos? The 10 of Cups here, the picture invokes to me the idea of the wheel of water, the ever-changing fortunes of the heart. The red horse is the heart, his thundering hooves, the smooth beat of the turning wheel which pumps the blood, drawing in and pushing out the ancient bloodline. Every one of us rides this horse in our short lives. As stewards of the royal blood, it passes through us and to our children, and from them to their children. Now, the mother and child in this skeletal form here, that's reminiscent of a style of art that was popular in Christian Europe in the Renaissance and up until about the period of 1800, known memento mori, and that's Latin meaning remember that you will die. Now, I think that was on the basis of you better be good or you'll go to hell. Well, I don't think that's the fate of anybody. I think rather this is saying, remember to live. Remember to live, because the point will come when your flesh returns from whence it came. Death comes for each of us equally, and often without warning. So you should always be prepared for it, and you should live to life to the fullest every day. Seize the day. Love, joy, relationships, emotions, peace, interconnectedness, and their opposites, war, loss, grief, sadness, suffering, separation, they're all part of the wheel of water and make up the whole spectrum of the experience of being alive. Now, this energy here also for me is that of the Lord of perfected success. It is Mars ruling the third Decan of Pisces at 9th to the 19th of March. Mars in Pisces. Well, Mars is disruptive, and so this can conflict with the peaceful Pisces. There is a sense here for me that you may experience momentarily during this period a sort of a fleeting sort of happiness that is short-lived and something which has lost its ability to fulfill you. And that can most sensibly and likely relate to consumer things, material things, like you need to have this pair of shoes, you need to have this handbag, you need to have this cell phone, you need to have this particular video game. And then you get some joy from it for a while, and then you lose interest in it. You become bored. You think that it will make you happy, but you do get bored, and then you want to move on to the next thing. Now, in a relationship setting, it can relate to the loss of pleasure in which a relationship brings. Therefore, you either have to alter the dynamic of the relationship or move away from it, but I never counsel people to move away from it. Rather, if you can imagine your sense of happiness in a relationship being a bucket in which water, the emotions of water, are poured, and then the bucket becomes filled, then no matter what else you put into it, your happiness is not increased. There is no further joy. You have become full with what the relationship can provide. And so what you need to do is reinvigorate, turn around, change the ground rules of the relationship to make the bucket bigger, and so more happiness can pour into it for you. It's not that you're not happy, but it's more that you are full, and perhaps a feeling that you've come to the end of further happiness being able to be poured in. Now, I'd say to you then to let things develop. Change the ground rules, because everything then will come to you at the right moment. And say to yourself this, because there is a great deal of emotional passion and vitality associated with this energy, but because it's a 10, it's about to devolve, it's about to break up, the energy is about to break up into the next suit, and turn into the Ace of Swords is where this energy will show up next. In a different form, of course. But say to yourself at this point now, life gives me all that I need to be happy. Yes, a lot of passion, a lot of vitality associated and around you during this period here. And gee, as if to reinforce that, here we have this card, the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is saying to me that, well, this Nine of Wands is not tame, it is bold and brilliant, and you, as mistress or master of the self, can channel the immense and dangerous powers of your inner fire. Your inner fire there, Leo. The tiger is the power of your creative energy, and the woman is free will, who has awakened to herself and now directs and channels the massive, wild tigerness of her subconscious to manifest her destiny. Now, what does fire want? It wants to express itself and be a heroine or a hero, to live, to be free, to have free will, create, burn, change, destroy, transform even, all these things. When this energy comes, it can be so intense that you can be blown apart by it, or you can grab on and ride the lightning. The tiger is all you, all of you, without judgment or pretense, nothing purged or watered down, tamed or denied, not muted and not humbled. It is your unique nature, purpose, power, and energy. You are the living crest of a million-year-old wave. You are not a victim of circumstances. All of the challenges and trials and mistakes are part of the wisdom of the tiger. It hasn't always been a happy journey, but it has been a powerful and transformative one. Great people don't have to be rich. Great people don't even have to be happy. Great people don't have to have had great parents. Great people can suffer greatly. Great people follow their will. They do what they must. They are who they are completely. Now, this is the Lord of great strength. It is the moon ruling the second decan of Sagittarius, the 3rd to the 12th of September. And for me, I also have mystically the moon associated with the number 9 in the numerology. So there is a double lunar influence. as the moon rules both the card and also the numerology. So I think what you've had here is you received power which has been gained through unifying your conscious and unconscious energies. There's a wholeness coming with you, a determination, strength of character and courage under fire, defending what you have worked for, and a great belief in yourself. Latent powers are awakened and can be applied towards a purpose. Recognizing these unused potentials sets free more energy, which is experienced as new and unusual. It is a strength that grows from within, and that's symbolized by the waxing of the moon with this lunar influence. And the force of this newfound strength will banish the darkness of ignorance. This is a time, I think, when you'll be reaching into yourself and discovering new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. Now, you may encounter obstacles, of course, but the point is that you'll have the strength to overcome them. When this card turns up in this position, diagonally opposite the Magician card here and next to the star, you can be reassured that you have what it takes to get by. Even in times of difficulty and stress, inner strength is going to rise up and guide you towards your goals. In the process, you'll learn more about yourself and your abilities, gaining a new all-round perspective which is going to bring security and self-confidence. You're in the process of discovering your real strength. Trust your inner guide. You may want to take part in groups that can help bring that out. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas of your life does this fear come up? Say to yourself now, I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. Now let's have a look at this woman. Is she the last? Yep. Let's have a look at what she has to say to you. What do you have to tell me, my darling? What is it that you have to say? Speak to me and let me know what you want to get across. Well, this Page of Swords is tattooed with a red Chinese dragon. She has proven herself with her strength and ferocity to be worthy of wearing the dragon on her skin, for if she falters, the dragon will consume her. Now, dragons are an auspicious symbol of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, strength, and power, natural and harnessed in a person's action. The strength of this page is that she is not yet imprisoned and made hard with old beliefs. She has, if you like, a beginner's mind, perhaps even something of a youthful arrogance here, and can imagine fearlessly and pursue any possibility. She thinks, invents, imagines, acts, and speaks boldly and without fear. Now, the people I think that she could be, now she has things to say to you, but there can also be people in your life, and these people can be, I would say, Aquarius, Pisces, or Capricorn. Now, the genders, of course, are fluid in court cards, but bearing that in mind, I'd call her a young woman who could be quite stern and revengeful, firm and aggressive, skilled in the ways of the world. Yes, really, her character is stern and revengeful, and her logic is destructive. She's firm and aggressive with a great practical wisdom and subtlety in in the ways of the world and how to get by in the world. She shows great cleverness and flexibility in the management of practical matters, especially if they involve arguments or competing controversial claims. She's very good at settling arguments and controversies. In some respects, though, people like this can attract troubles and can be unhappy when it comes to practical and material matters, notwithstanding their ability to manage them. It's as if all the finer qualities of air from the swords are weighed down and suffocated, and they can appear to be as children of misfortune. But the page here is someone who can throw everything overboard and blow everything sky high, to the shock and amazement of everyone around her, and yet, ultimately, it turns out that they have chosen the right path and they gain their rewards. I think what she's saying for you is that you may well be quite forceful and outgoing in your manner. You'll be able to get your ideas grounded in a tangible way. You'll be able to settle arguments and controversies, and I think you'll be someone who's following your own bent rather than serving the will of another, and in due course it will turn out that you have made the right decision as well. Now, this could be following the heart, following a lifestyle, maybe becoming an entrepreneur or starting a small business. But of course, in the suit of swords, it's not plain sailing when you start any new business. It could be that you could be quite intimidating, because you may well say what you think regardless of the consequences. So you make sure that your actions have pure intent. What old altars are present in your surrounding? And do you have the courage to destroy them? Look inside and see if your rebellion is rooted in love. And say to yourself, my rebellion is positive, constructive, and creative, and serves the good of myself and the greater good. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I loved spending that time with you then. What a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. And don't you deserve it? You certainly do. Of anybody, you deserve the good things that are coming into your life. Now remember this one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.